Hello everyone, it is Joe here from OmniPoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon. If you're looking for PTCG live codes, make sure you check out the Potown store. You can get a 5% discount on your orders using that code OmniPoke. For today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a Black Bolt and White Flare list of Gholdengo EX with some big upgrades. I think Gholdengo is actually one of the biggest winners from these two sets. Genesect EX is a fantastic Metal type basic that can search once per turn for two evolving Metal Pokemon, which is just ideal for this deck, meaning that all you need to find on that first turn is some Buddy Poffin. Then you can immediately Arven for Nestball. Nestball gets Genesect. Genesect gets two Gholdengo. And suddenly you're rolling through the deck, getting coin bonus after coin bonus, and really helping grow a massive hand size to accumulate some combos. Even more so now thanks to the Air Balloon edition in the deck as well, because it can provide a 2 reduction of retreat cost, which is everything in the deck has 2 or less, which means you can get out of your Gimmighoul turn 1 going second now and into Budew for the first time, which is something Gholdengo really never was able to do. It never had the option to slow opponents down because you would have to Arven for switch and then already have Buddy Poffin in the opening to make Budew work in the first case. Now you can go Poffin Balloon as a turn 1 Arven going second play and start to slow down the evolving decks, shut down Rare Candy, most importantly, shut down those Ultra Balls and whatnot from opponents. Finally, Gholdengo can be disruptive and build a board behind a Budew, which is something, again, is a new string to its bow, really. But at the same time, anytime you're using these Arvens, grabbing air balloons means you can pivot out of your Gholdengo and get free extra cards with your coin bonus, which is never a bad thing. If you sit with one Gholdengo as simply a pivot and attack with other ones during the game, you're going to get so many additional cards, which means you're going to be whiffing less and just seeing more cards, more options during your turns, which is never a bad thing. The engine is very much the same as what we've seen previously. You lean heavily into the 4/4 Gholdengo, not much of a backup attacker, you just have really Munkidori damage, and I suppose you could say Budew damage in this case. You could have the Strike It Rich Gholdengo in the deck list if you really wanted to, and with Genesect there's more possibility for some stage 1s coming in as well. But I'm happy leaning into the big EX and saying that he's just an amazing beat stick in the game right now. We have the Munkidori, we have Turo scenario for a bit of healing potential against the Dragapults and the Gardevoirs and Grimmsnarls of the world, which try and set up multiple prize KOs over turns. And you'll notice that because Air Balloon is the new tool card in the deck, we've gone away from the tool jammer that you used to see in the list, and instead going for a Levincia Stadium. I think Levincia just really helps guarantee that reach with the deck. It's a great card to come in combination with Superior to help you reach onto those stage 2 Pokemon, which we know are all over the format right now. Also, crucially, it's not an item card or a tool card, so it can be used against Jellicent EX, which is coming out from the new set. And it also means that if Dragapults are going to try and have backdoor win conditions where you've spent a bunch of energy for a huge Make It Rain knockout on a Dragapult, they used to be able to do some sneaky like counter-catch trapping plays, knowing that you couldn't use Superior Energy Retrieval with a Budew lock. Now you have a bit more peace of mind that Levincia can always get back those Lightning Energy, either for retreat purposes to get you back into a Gholdengo that can attack, or so that you can literally throw that Lightning Energy back at the Budew, take the knockout and carry on with your strategy. Beyond that, it's fairly standard counts of what we've seen previously. So let's get into some games with this new build of Gholdengo. So I'm going to be playing Gholdengo on the left side of the screen, and Jack is starting off with a Fezandipiti. He's getting to go first. And I see some Buddy Poffin. He's going to be playing a Dragapult straight build in this first battle. I think it's really important to always get your testing in against Dragapult and against Gardevoir heading into the World Championships at the very least. Then also the likes of Raging Bolt and some other aggressive archetypes as well. I kickstart with the Genesect EX, which is not the best, it at least is Air Balloon retreatable, and it means at least I will have access to those Gholdengo EX as long as I find my own Poffins. Jack starts with double Poffin, which is always pretty good. So we see at least 3 Dreepy, and I guess the debate is 4th Dreepy or Budew, and in the end it's going to be 4th Dreepy. Lots of draw power available now, which is looking pretty good. We are trying some Hilda in the list. We will be doing a video on an updated straight Pult soon. Also, you can see Air Balloon, a small upgrade to Rescue Board as well in the list. The build is trying to not play Latias and just have Air Balloon, but we'll see how that goes. As we pass over to me, and I do have an Arven, so I can grab a Buddy Poffin for myself, and I can also grab an Air Balloon to the hand. And actually, we're going to immediately put it onto Genesect, so I imagine that means I'm going to be minor errand running here, as well as finding a couple of Gholdengo from the deck. I do have a Metal Energy attachment, so I can go into my Gimmighoul and just errand run for a couple more energy. That's going to put me in good shape. It means that even under item lock next turn, I'll have access to basic energy cards, and I'll have access to the Gholdengo, of course, even if my hand's disrupted, which is looking pretty good. You'll notice I grab a couple lightning energy out of the deck. I'm actually playing 3 lightning, 2 Levincia in the list. Now that it looks like Gardevoir has moved even more towards Monkey and Devo and other shenanigans like that, it feels less relevant to have the jamming tower within your Gholdengo deck. And even if that wasn't the case, you could still play Tool Scrapper and still have no jamming tower. And I think opening up Levincia makes a lot of sense here. Firstly, we want our own air balloon, so jamming tower gets worse in Gholdengo. But secondly, Levincia is just a great card to keep you topped up on those energy and make sure you're not whiffing, even towards the latter stages of the game. We know that Gholdengo can draw a bunch of cards in those later stages, but very often you're still trying to find double superior. So having Levincia in play can alleviate that a little bit. I do really like the stadium. I think it's been underused in Gholdengo so far, and it feels like the context of the format now with Air Balloon coming out means Gholdengo probably will make that swap. Jack's going to use the first Hilda of the game, going to grab a Dracloak and an Energy. I think this card is superb in Dragapult builds. We're playing Neo Upper as the A spec, but even finding basic energy every turn is a big relief. With Dragapult, Jack is going to then attach and go into Budew and simply launch an Itchy Pollen for what it's worth. He knows I've already got a couple Gholdengo and he knows that I've already got energy in hand, so this Budew will be going down unless I'm able to find a boss's orders or something like that. I'm just going to take a peek at some other energy cards and whatnot here, because I think I have a Cypher in hand, so I think that's my debate right now. I don't think I have access to Munkidori just yet. That would be one thing. Like, if I'm floating an energy attachment, I'd love to get a Munkidori of my own in the mix quickly. But it looks like I'm just setting up cards for a future turn. The ESP was thought about, but I think changed. So I think I might just be, having a look at the top 2. Honestly, if my turn's already decent, it might just be grabbing another supporter for the future turn, and then access to more Gimmighoul. We're just going to coin bonus into both of them, and yeah, surprise, surprise, another Gimme comes into play now. And I'll be able to do the little 50 damage, no problem. There's a lightning that I searched earlier. And we're going to take the first prize of the game. Over to Jack now, who will be drawing a ton of cards, has flipped the script and at least 2 recon directives. He's going to slam Iono straight away. My hand was at least like 8 or 9 cards from all the Genesect freebies and all the coin bonuses and whatnot. I get Iono down to 5. Jack gets to see 6, then Fezes, then is going to begin using that recon. And, oops, it's going to evolve and then get another 3rd recon down now. And it's the full complement, all 4 Dracloak now in play. Means he's seeing a boatload of cards here, cycling through the weak ones as he does. So it shouldn't be too difficult for him to launch an attack here. The issue is there's no guarantee that this Dragapult is going to be safe. Because, I mean, I have Genesect to find a 3rd Gholdengo, so I have a lot of draw power on my next turn. And I haven't used my A-Spec yet, crucially. Jack's going to evolve into a Dragapult, attach a Psychic for the turn, and we'll be launching a Phantom Dive most likely here. Debating a Countercatcher. Okay, he's going to go for the Gholdengo without the energy. I think the logic here is that maybe it forces me to attach to the active and then it's not attaching to Munkidori. The other thing it would do is force an Air Balloon. And there we go, 200 to the active. He's going to put 1 on Genesect and push the other Gholdengo up to 6, so he's trying to line up that 4 prize turn by gusting the 1 Gholdengo that has energy on it right now. On the next turn, he can next turn evolve into a Dragapult EX and Neo Upper, in theory, so he has set that up quite nicely. It's going to be down to me to attempt to block that with my own Munkidori. And you'll notice the Energy Search Pro doesn't find Darkness Energy, but that's because I actually have it in hand. And I even have the Nespal here for Munkidori. And because I was able to Arven for my other Air Balloon here, this is looking great. I can attach a Dark for the turn after getting my maximum value bonus of coins. Let's get out of there. Let's get another 2. And straight away you're seeing how powerful the Air Balloon is in this deck. Whenever you're getting 2 instead of 1, it's very powerful. Oh, have I forgotten to use 1 coin bonus here? I think I'm just debating the Munkidori here. Whether it goes off the active or off the bench. I think it's a close one, honestly. Both of their merits. In the end, I'm going to take 3 off the active. And put it onto Jack's active to make it easier to reach. And there is 6 basic energy. So yeah, I did forget 1 coin bonus. Don't do that. They're free cards. But either way, I go down to 3 prize cards remaining. Jack, with no energy on board, has to find his Neo upper this turn. Failing that, I suppose he could try and trap another Gholdengo now that a couple Air Balloon have been spent. He could... yeah, not too sure. Maybe a Maractus play, something like that. The Budew plays are substantially worse now that there's Levincia in the Gholdengo list, so they always have access to at least enough basic energy to deal with a Budew under lock. It's like a big way that Budew could sweep games from under the rug of Gholdengo in the past. Because you simply lock out all the superiors and then they just have nothing. Jack actually attaches a basic energy to the Dragapult, and at this point we realise that he prizes Neo Upper, or at least that's when I realise he's prized Neo Upper. So that's a little bit awkward, which means he might be jet headbutting the benched Gholdengo now that has 200 damage on it. Yes, and it is a boss's orders. He's actually just going to do the fezzing and reconning first here, but I think it will eventually be boss. I think his debate of whether to boss first or draw first was based on, like, was he going to Iono or boss? So I think we'll still be seeing that action at some point. A Buddy is just going to whiff. He's just going to reset the deck. And then we'll see our recons. And recon number 2. The big payoff here, if Jack can headbutt for the 2 prizes, even if I go down to 1 prize, if he's able to pull the Neo from prize cards, he can then Iono me to 1 and follow up with a full Phantom Dive and still put himself an attack away from game. So even though this looks pretty awful, as long as he can pull that A-Spec, it's still possible. Action passes over to me. I'm going into my Gholdengo. I'm going to draw 1 from the bench first, and then I'm going to use Ciphermaniac. And no surprise here, we're going to be recovering some energy with a Superior, and looks like a Levincia will help me get to the 600, with Munkidori once again chipping in. And you can already see the value of the Stadium card, where I just get to keep so many more Superiors. Usually that would take a double Superior turn. Here I only need to play 1, I just have so many more rooting around in the deck. That's the first one I played this game, and it means I still have 3 to use next turn. Monkey is going to heal me, and pop once again onto the active. Oops, I reveal 7, but we'll do 6. And the reason I'm holding Metal Energy rather than attaching it for the turn is that I have that floating Gimmighoul that could become a Gholdengo, so if Jack wants to do a Panic Budew trap, I still have enough basic metal to physically attach and not get caught short by late game disruption from Budew. So the Monkey once again chipping in, and it's fully healed this Gholdengo. So Jack can't do any like Blood Moon Shenanigans for an easy KO. He can't use Dragapult that effectively. I think it really comes down to, firstly, does he find Neo Upper? Secondly, can he Iono me down to 1? And thirdly, can he replace Stadium? All of these things have to be his priorities here. Vessel's going to get rid of a Hilda. Hilda less helpful when the Neo's in the prizes than in the deck. And let's see some recons. See a Night Stretcher again. And again, it's Dragapult EX returning. Unfortunately, Neo Upper was found from the prize cards, so Jack's still in this. He can scrap away the Air Balloon, why not? Does it open up Countercatcher plays now? Ooh, bounces Stadium 2, that's good for him. I'll eventually get around to it. He's going to Artson. And just fail. It's more about bumping my stadium here. And as expected, the Iono is now slammed. Oh, and my stadium's finally bounced. That's going to retreat his Fez and launch the Phantom Dive here. Of course, still slightly awkward because I still have Munkidori in play. So for him to set up the true win, how does he do this? I suppose he'll have Munkidori attachment next turn, but I doubt I'm attacking unless I'm taking the win. I suppose I would always heal up with Munkidori anyway, but he's going to go 5-1, something like this. Still has to play around my monkey, which is the awkward part. I'm going to Genesect out a third Gholdengo. And even after an Iono to 1, I still have a couple cards that I can see here. There's one draw. There's another from the bench. And we do have a Ciphermaniac, so I can once again grab the combination of Levincia and Superior. And that's 6 energy that we know of, and Munkidori is still on that board to sort me out. And again, a real good showcase of why the Stadium card can help out. And just make sure you have plenty of fuel to close out the late game, even when, in some instances, that low hand size could disrupt a double Superior line of play. So it's important to see that that was still open for us. Let's get into our next game then. Now Jack's going to be playing a old school builder Miraidon with the revamp. Flaffy is no longer our best friend. We are now friends with Eelektrik once again. And he's starting off with that 40 hit point Dynamo that does have free retreats, worth noting, so might make his path easier to getting a turn 1 Iron Hands EX. We'll see how he goes here. Has that Nest Ball early on. Can then counter some of these energy cards. He has lots. Will it be the classic turn 1 Miraidon, or will it be a Squawkabilly or something along those lines? We've tried to have the throwback. Obviously, you don't have the Arven engine in the deck so much anymore because you don't have those lovely Forest Seal Stones with Raikou to be consistent. You still use a couple Arven in the deck, try and get you going, but it's much more like research based. Chat's going to grab a Mew EX in addition to the Squawkabilly here. Looks like he's got plenty of ball search going on his end. I think I also spied a Iron Hands. Yep, there it is. Manual attachment instantly to hands. Let's Mew for a couple. Generator comes in. Ooh, a whiff from Generator. Playing 16 basic lightning in the list. So that's a rough whiff. Is going to squawk away a couple basic energy that was in his hand as well. At least there is the option for some eels to bring these back. Actually does find an Arven for the turn. Can give him a second chance at Generator. We are playing a couple cheeky tools like the Heavy Baton in this list. Trying to help us bounce from one hands to another against other aggressive matchups. Or go from hands into Zekrom. Because even though Eel is good, it's only an energy a turn. So you need to have a few more top-ups. And a second whiff from Generator is really rough for Jack. We know that that is still the lifeblood of this deck at the end of the day. And having spent 2 and getting nothing out of it is pretty unfortunate. Even with a few discarded early on in the game. Just going to be a pass over to us. And I'm going to retreat into Gimmighoul, evolve into Gholdengo, and I have a Cypher Gholdengo turn, which is looking pretty good. Again, just a 40 hit point Pokemon, so it should be easy for me to just Cypher for ball search cards here. And I think that's exactly what we're seeing. Gholdengo can grab the 2, instantly into a Buddy Buddy Poffin. And it's also the Nest Ball, and again showing off Genesect. Can immediately grab the Gholdengo to hand, why not? And it means that I'm set for next turn now, all from one Cypher. Thanks to this amazing new basic. And taking the 1 is still reasonable. It at least limits the amount of eel action Jack will have. So let's do that. I think the big deal here really is that I've gone from a low hit point Pokemon for an Iron Hands to take out into a 260. And when I've only taken 1 prize card so far, it's more awkward for Jack. You know, the Zekrom's not ready to punch through me just yet. Jack went for a quick Mew draw before using Research. And did get an attachment in on Iron Hands. He's still looking for generators. He's still looking for eels here. Could really use an Eelektrik to keep himself topped up at this stage. Does have Ultra Ball. And we will see the first Eelektrik. Are there any generators to go alongside this? In any case, he's in an awkward spot because, again, Iron Hand's not doing the trick with my current active and Zekrom also not getting the job done just yet. Jack debating this generator. Done him dirty so far. But finally is able to find a couple. This game would have been drastically different if those first couple had at least been reasonable. He would have been 2 prizes ahead. I probably would have just leveled up the race last turn and then Zekrom suddenly would be in range. So you can see how the game has snowballed just from those early couple generators and how different it could have been. That's me spreading his threats here. We'll evolve up into Eelektrik. It's going to Fez for 3. Then we're going to see Dynamotor. Going on to Squawk here. I think what Jack's saying is if Iron Hands isn't useful, if Zekrom's not useful, let's just poke and get more energy scattered. So ideally, even if he is behind on prize cards, he'll at least have multiple threats for future turns. The only issue is Miraidon's not known for being too disruptive, and Gholdengo can amass some massive hand sizes, so it's already looking pretty rough from those opening turns from Jack, to be honest. I'm able to nest ball out another Gimme, and then we're going to play an Arven here. I can just grab Balloon and the A-Spec. And now let's get grabbing some energy. Looks like we can get some good value there. 7 basic energy coming out of the deck. And we'll start our bonuses after that. I can swing an Air Balloon on and go into another Gholdengo for some more draw. And we get 1 final bonus on the bench. There's another Metal to the hand, or from the hand into play. And I have more than enough energy, so it's just figuring out which to discard. And of course, when Levincia is in the deck, you get rid of the Metal energy first, sorry, the Lightning energy first. And there we go, the next knockout from me. So now I'm 3 prize cards ahead, not a place you want to be as Miraidon. But at the very least, it does mean that Zekrom is swinging like a truck. It's hitting 280 right now. You see Flip the Script coming in. Air Balloon to Eelektrik. Also the Dynamotor onto Zekrom EX. Jack's going to retreat into a Zekrom. Does he have access to a manual attachment here onto one of them? Ideally. Yeah, we are going to see an Ultra Ball. He can find a Zekrom EX because he hasn't manually attached yet. So ideally he can go Zekrom into Zekrom, start churning through the Gholdengo, I suppose is his only hope here. Zekrom does have to damage itself for 30 in the process, so it just makes it even easier for me to respond. But at least Jack started this race now. Realistically, as long as I can keep up on my Gholdengos, it should be fairly routine for me to close this game, though, you would expect. I'm going to Vessel away a Venture Bomb and just grab a Metal Energy. And we're going to Arven for a Night Stretcher and another Air Balloon. Night Stretcher, making sure I'm healthy on those Gholdengo. Let's start bonusing. Let's retreat and bonus. Let's get one more bonus in. There's a manual attachment of metal. There's a Levincia coming in. Might help Jack out, but I think it's more important for me to just keep churning through prizes. Fezandipiti can even come down, and there's a flip the script. And there's just the 4 energy required for the KO. My board is pretty well set with Fez and 3 Gholdengo in play. It's going to be tough for Jack to dodge Superior at this stage. Ooh, there's a Zeraora though. The single prize Zeraora is an interesting card. Can do some pretty powerful spread damage, and I think Jack generating to it means that he might be going Eel attachment and try and have a gusting play. Hope for the best. There is a Dynamotor. There is the attachment. Boss's Orders comes into the 2 retreat cost Genesect, and it will be a snipe onto Fezandipiti. Jack goes down to 2 prize cards, but I was able to grab Air Balloon from Arven on the previous turn, so it should be okay with Levincia. Actually, the Zeraora only has 100, so it's easy enough to do. There we go, a nice win there. Some awkward luck for the Miraidon deck, but hey, that's Generator at the end of the day. Let's get into our final game then. Jack's going to be playing the Jellicent Gardevoir. I'm starting off with Genesect EX, and Jack's going first here. Looks like he had secret boxes in his opener, which is pretty busted. He's figuring out what his best discards are here. Looks like he's got more Darkness Energy than Psychic right now. Yeah, Darkness Energy being pitched. A Evo being pitched as well. And then a Research. And Jack's going to take a look at some stuff. Scouting his energy cards and whatnot. And which Mons he has available. I suppose if a potential box would be Research here if he knows that he has access to plenty of Pokemon that aren't in the awkward prizes. Here we go then. Artisan comes out, Ultra Ball comes out. Bravery Charm as well. And is it going to be Research, or is it going to be Iono here? Yep, just another Research. It's going to get that refund from the box. Artisan will come down, grabs him that freebie basic. And it's going to be Frillish in this case. Genesect pretty terrifying actually, because Air Balloon is my main means of moving. And Genesect has that 2 retreat cost, so if I can't Arven turn 1, it could be really awkward for me. We know he's holding Jellicent in hand. He's able to get a replacement Rolts down as well, which is nice. Attaches Dark to the active. No, Dark to Frillish. And then just a pass to us. I do have a Buddy Buddy Poffin, so at least I can get some items used before the likely Jelly comes next turn. I'm also able to Genesect for a couple Gholdengo. There's no Arven again. This retreat cost of Genesect could be a real headache. Energy to Gimmighoul. And just the pass. And already we're going to start seeing the power of Jellicent EX. Ultra Ball from Jack does get a Gardevoir. Then we see an Artisan. Going to grab Screamtail. Perhaps not. No, it could be Munkidori instead. Candy Guardy evolve into Jellicent and a clean Research for 7. Looking pretty good. He even finds Earthen Vessel that can get rid of a Psychic, which really helps him out here. It means he can embrace and manually attach and get Jellicent swinging for the 80 at least. But also he starts getting damage counters around for Munkidori. He starts getting all sorts rolling for him. There's the manual attachment to Jellicent, and it's going to be the Embrace Retreat of Rolts. And just the base 80 from Jellicent, it's much more important that Jack's just initiated an item and tool lock on me, as long as that Pokemon is in the active position. At the very least, Genesect can come out and grab me an extra Gholdengo, and Artisan can grab me a freebie Munkidori here. Let's evolve into triple EX and start drawing some cards. Just one at a time right now. Arven is a turn late, because I can't play either of the cards that I grab from this. So it's mostly a thinning exercise here. I'll grab a Pokegear, which at this point I was wishing was a third copy of Boss. Gonna swing a Lightning onto Genesect, because I'm gonna have to slow retreat this if Jack's gonna knock it out. And it's probably... he probably wouldn't knock it out for me, you know? He could set it up for a Munkidori mid-turn KO. So I've got to start attaching to it and get it out of the way myself. Jack's able to play an Arven himself here. You see Devo and Night Stretcher. Devo becoming much more popular in these Genesect lists. Sorry, Jellicent lists, I should say. Night Stretcher, is this for Dark Energy? Yes, it is. So Munkidori can be powered up. Artem found the free Frillish. So he really wants to just keep this lock up for as long as possible. And Jellicent can swing for another 80 by the looks of it. Or is he going to use Munkidori first? Let's see. Just seeing how he wants to redistribute these energy cards. Two to the bench Gholdengo. And let's swing for another 80. Alright, we're once again bonusing. I think the best case scenario is finding a Turo scenario or a boss here. We can manually retreat Genesect with a couple Lightning as well, which means Levincia can at least get us those energies back. And yeah, we actually have Levincia. A big reason why we're playing the stadium actually is against Jellicent. You can still reach some damage, but in this case it's just the 100 coming in, which is not ideal. But at least something. At least we've moved Genesect out of the way. And we're still looking to try and find that boss's orders. I think one thing, looking back at this set specifically, at how powerful the Jellicent is against us, I can definitely foresee Gholdengo adding in Bundle or just elevated counts of boss. That's going to pre-play a Fez and then research. He's able to find second Jelly as well. Artem will replace Levincia. And does he want to power up the Jelly even further here? Yeah, powering up the Jellicent to have 4 energy now. So rather than 80, it's dishing out 160. And he still has a Munkidori to play as well. He's going to push that Genesect up to 190 now. You can see what he's planning. And there's a nice swing from the Jellicent. We're going to start bonusing, into bonuses, into bonuses. But what you'll notice is Gholdengo has a lot of locked cards. When it's item locked and tool locked, there's really not much. I can hit The requisite 200, though, to finish off this Jellicent finally. Very rare that Gholdengo has to take a couple hits to deal with something, but that's the power of this lock. And in the process of me taking these 2 prizes, Jack's been able to set up both my active and the bench for him to take 4 prizes, so with a nicely developed Fez on board, Gardevoir and Curlier, and at least 1 monkey. If you can find a second monkey this turn, I feel like he's in prime position to close out the game. Not this turn, but next turn. Jellicent's gonna get 2 energy for now. And it is indeed Munkidori found here. We're going to see a heal from the active to knock out my Genesect. Does he have access to another Darkness Energy here? Well, he's embracing one more time. Yeah, can manually attach to the active, to the Munkidori. So the 3 counters flings over to my active, and then even though it's a 80 damage poke, the Jellicent is finishing off my Gholdengo after the Adrenabrain. So Jack not wasting a single Psychic in the process of going down to 2 prize cards himself, and has quite nicely developed this crazy board of 2 monkeys, Fez for any draw power if required, and at least Guardian something else. And I'm not able to hand disrupt. There's only 1 Iono in the Gholdengo deck. It looks like I had to dig for other pieces here. I'm still under item lock. I'm still under tool lock, don't forget. So even getting this KO is going to be tough for me. I think that's why I had to Cypher. Just so I could find enough basic energy to get this KO the hard way. Levincia is the thing keeping me in it, though. It at least allows me to hit for 300 here. I go down to 2 myself and I say, Jack, can you find a way to KO my Gholdengo or my Fezandipiti? And well, there's Lily's Clefairy EX, so there's the answer. You can put 3 energy on, so it has the 6 counters that can throw onto my active, and then Clefairy will finish us off. So yeah, a Rondo does get the job done there with Gardevoir. And again, and you can see just how many tools and items were in my hand. A ridiculous hand size, but all of the cards were dead. It's a pretty cool games, and it's, I think, a good showcase of how Gholdengo looks in this new era. The Air Balloon was looking crazy strong, and Genesect was pulling its weight as well. Let's talk about some other options that could come into this list. As for other options in this deck, I think it's pretty clear that we do need to bump up the Gust count to play around Jellicent EX if you're still anticipating Gardevoir to be one of the most played decks going into the World Championships. I personally think an Iron Bundle is a great addition, but so too could be additional copies of Boss's Orders. Now right now the Levincia package is something that I have been really impressed with, but it is taking up a lot of spaces, right? You could take out 2 Stadium cards and go down from 3 Lightning down back to 1, probably going back up to 2 Darkness Energy to have that sweet spot of basic energy within the deck list, and that could open up possibly your own Artisan or just spaces for those additional Gusting cards like Boss and like Bundle in the list as well. Also, it's clear to see that Air Balloon is ridiculously powerful in the archetype, so important to move your Genesect EX out the way, and always great to go onto your Gholdengo to dance between them. So an additional copy could be welcome within the 60, just because prizing 1 would be so awkward, and the fact that your Gholdengo in some matchups will be going down turn by turn. Having access to that extra balloon for more draw power is also really welcome, and has great synergy with your Cypher, so I do think it's still possibly worth adding an additional copy in the list. We've also barely scratched the surface of Genesect's potential, because it could also be searching additional evolving metal types in the deck. There has been a 1/1 Sizzle package in a number of the Japanese lists, where simply this gives you a single prize attacking threat. Now, very often there will be situations where your Gimmighoul or Budew will be knocked out in the opening stages, and in that case having a prize offset Pokemon isn't relevant. But there are also situations where you're the one being proactive, attacking with Gholdengo first, and that's when a Sizzle could be a useful 1/1 addition in the list to try and access an extra 1 prize attacker during the game. Sure, there's only 1 Iono in the list, so usually your opponent will be able to get around it regardless, but just having that threat could be reasonable, and it's a decent attacking line, especially when Scyther's already a free retreat Pokemon, and it's an easily searchable stage 1 now. Another interesting evolving metal-type Pokemon would be the Revavroom in the list as well. I think we have plenty of draw power, to be honest with you, but the downside of Revavroom's 2 retreats is taken away with Air Balloon in the deck anyway, and if you stick with a Levincia Stadium, that Revavroom is very often going to be live and can immediately get you up to 6 cards, and then you start bonusing after that fact, so you have no issue getting those superiors online. Even drawing into Cypher is then strong, so you still have coin bonus after the fact. There's a lot of utility to having this 1-1 line in the list as well, with not too much of a downsize in terms of space. Overall though, I think Gholdengo is just really effective at what it gets done now. It draws an extra couple cards during each turn via coin bonus, and it's just so much more likely to get multiple Gholdengo from turn 2 of the game. Those additional 4 Nest Ball in the deck naturally help you get early Gimmighoul turn 1, but as soon as you can commit one of them to Genesect, that's immediately 2 Gholdengo, even if you have none in the opening hand. So it means you're just really getting into that mix so much more consistently than you would previously, and that's a big boon for the deck, knowing that you're the one imposing your strategy every single game. Because as we know, this is a deck that's difficult to disrupt into the latter stages, because you naturally sit with so many abilities in play. Let me know your thoughts of Genesect for the World Championships down below. How big of an upgrade is the Air Balloon and Genesect? Is it enough to pole vault it into those higher tiers? It's been floating around that B tier for a little while. It still has that awkward Flareon matchup to navigate, but I do think inherently the deck got so much stronger on its own end, and it can cause headaches for the evolving Stage 2 decks. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Cheers.